The message arrived while I was still standing on the sidewalk outside my own birthday party. Streetlights hummed. Laughter leaked through the restaurant windows behind me, distorted by glass and distance. My phone vibrated once, then again. I didn't look at it right away. I was still hearing her voice in my head, bright, theatrical, raised for the room. "Thanks for welcoming my new boyfriend into our open marriage." A toast, a smile, her hand resting on his arm like it had always belonged there. I had said nothing. I'd just nodded once, calmly, like a man acknowledging a weather report. Then I stood up, set my napkin down, and said, "Then I'm done." No shouting, no scene. I walked out while candles still burned with my name on them. The phone vibrated again. I finally looked. From Maya, her best friend. "Please don't go home. There's something you need to know. She's lying to you about everything." I stared at the screen as the cold crept through my jacket. Maya never interfered. She was loyal to a fault, the kind of woman who protected secrets like sacred vows. My heartbeat slowed. That was the first sign something was wrong. I typed nothing back. I waited. Our marriage had not been open, not really. That word had been introduced gently, strategically, months earlier. Over wine, over smiles, over reassurance. "We're modern, we're honest. This will bring us closer." I remembered nodding then, too, not because I believed it, but because I sensed resistance would only delay what she'd already decided. But a boyfriend? Publicly? At my birthday? That wasn't openness, that was erasure. I replayed the scene in fragments, the way her eyes never checked for my reaction, the way the man, Evan, looked at me with something close to pity, like I was a placeholder who'd overstayed his welcome. My phone buzzed again. "She didn't tell you the rules were fake," Maya wrote. "She didn't tell you when it started or why." I leaned against a parked car. The metal was cold, grounding. Fake rules. That phrase lodged itself in my mind and refused to move. I thought back to late nights she'd worked overtime, to sudden passwords, to the way intimacy had turned mechanical, scheduled, distant, like a chore she checked off to maintain cover. Shock didn't arrive loudly, it seeped in. I asked one question: "Why are you telling me this?" 3 dots appeared, disappeared, appeared again. "Because she's about to do something worse, and because you don't deserve to be the last one who knows." I didn't confront her. I went home only to pack a bag, laptop, documents, the spare phone I hadn't used since my last job. I slept at a hotel under a different name. Over the next few days I became very quiet. Outwardly, I was cooperative, polite, distant in a way that could be mistaken for maturity. Internally, I cataloged everything: call logs, calendar discrepancies, financial transfers routed through accounts I'd never touched, a lease application, recent, bearing her signature, and his. The open marriage agreement she'd emailed me months ago, never countersigned, never notarized, a performance, not a pact. Maya sent screenshots, voice notes, dates. It wasn't just infidelity, it was preparation. She'd been building an exit while ensuring I stayed calm, agreeable, useful, paying, smiling, hosting. I watched patterns emerge, not passion, strategy. Every revelation cooled something in me. By the time the final piece arrived, I felt almost nothing. The message from Maya came at 2:14 a.m. She's pregnant. I stared at the words until they lost meaning. Then Maya sent the rest. She's telling people it's yours. It isn't. She knows it isn't. She's planning to secure support before she leaves. There it was, the final lie. I didn't ask for proof. She sent it anyway. Medical timestamps, a text from Evan panicking about dates, a voice memo from my wife, soft, calculating, explaining how timing could be managed. I invited my wife to meet me the next evening. Neutral place, quiet. She arrived glowing with confidence, sat across from me, touched my hand. I slid my phone across the table. "Whose child is it?" I asked. She froze. I watched her scramble internally, searching for the version of me she could still control. It didn't exist anymore. I didn't raise my voice. I laid out facts like inventory, the lease, the messages, the timeline, the lie she'd told publicly to corner me into silence. She cried, apologized, blamed confusion, love, fear. I waited until she finished. Then I said, "I've already filed. Divorce, fraud notice, financial separation effective immediately." I'd moved the money 2 days earlier. Everything traceable, everything legal. The baby, not my responsibility. The room felt smaller. Her power evaporated in real time. "What about us?" she whispered. I stood. "There was never an us," I said. "There was only what you thought I wouldn't notice." I walked out before she could reassemble herself. Weeks later, the birthday photos surfaced online. She'd cropped me out. It didn't matter. The truth had already done its work. I don't feel anger now, or grief, just clarity. Some betrayals don't break you, they sharpen you. And when I think of that night, the toast, the laughter, the moment she thought she'd won, I almost smile, because I didn't lose anything. I left exactly when I was supposed to.